Well, hello, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Yule LoGG 2022 Christmas Special. Cue music.
It's time for the LoGG gentlemen.
Play ball!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
So we thought,
wow, we're back.
It's been months. It's been far too long. We need to get our shit together. But we did think we'd give you guys a special Christmas treat. I'm not even drinking. Christmas treat, and we're going to do a Christmas special where we create a super league of our favourite Christmas songs. We've piled them all into different categories, and we will rate each one out of 100. Let the controversy begin. So, our first category is 70s. 70s classic Christmas songs, and we'll start with Stu. What are you offering?
Me? Well, when I was a wee lad, I was born in 1973, and I think it was about 78, 79 this song came out. Well, John Denver, classic folk singer, whatnot, did an album with the Muppets, and I was obsessed. I was obsessed with this album when I was little. I used to love it, and it was a double gate folded album as well. It was brilliant. So I'm picking 12 Days of Christmas. Now that's a great song because every time they go to Miss Piggy's bit, it goes a bit more intense. Yeah, it gets even more intense, and it's ice.
Yes.
So that's my offering.
What's this? So this was from an album. This wasn't from Muppets. Obviously, Muppets Christmas Carol was nothing to know. Was not even there. So this
was John Denver with the Muppets, and it's a whole load of Christmas songs. 12 Days of Christmas is one.
But I believe 12 Days of Christmas was the single.
Probably.
And that's why I've actually picked it. So just in case it was a rule break.
Right, okay, because we're picking the singles.
I don't know when it was, but that's what I did. Yeah.
This was your favourite? This was your favourite, though?
Yeah.
Well, it can't have been the favourite. It was a single, but it can't have been your favourite on the album. It's pretty dire.
Oh, Miss Piggy when it goes on.
Miss Piggy's bit.
What I didn't like then, Stu, was you touching your nether regions then when you said Miss Piggy. Because I've got a real insight into the young Stuart Whitehouse then with the Miss Piggy bit.
Disturbing.
5 gold.
What's that? Sorry, what's green and smells of pork? Sorry, what was that?
What's green and smells of pork, Dave?
Kermit's finger.
Oh, David, seriously. Oh my God.
So yeah, that's why it's more of a nostalgia thing for me, really. That song.
Stu, can I ask you a question?
It's one of my favourite songs. Yeah, of course.
So I listened to this earlier.
Yeah.
If you listen to it without the video, so you just listen to the record, would you be able to name all the Muppets that were doing the different days?
Probably not all of them. There was definitely obviously Kermit, Piggy, Swedish Chef, Gonzo, Fuzzy Bear.
Were Bunsen and Beaker in there? They must have been.
But Beaker was in there.
Yeah,
he
Beaker
was
in there.
He was 7. I'm sure he was 7 or 8.
So, no, Animal
Who was... How many Lords of Leaping is it? Is
Gonzo.
it 7 Lords of Leaping or 9 Lords of Leaping? Or 8? No, 8 is Maids of Milking, isn't it? Who did 8 Maids of Milking, Stu? Which Muppet was that?
I don't know. I can't remember. Do you know? Is this a trick question?
No, but I haven't submitted the song. I thought as someone championing that song, you would know the Muppet order.
No, I'm not championing it. I just say it's a very good song. I don't, you know me. I have very little knowledge on anything. So.
I reckon nothing. I reckon for the Muppets, this isn't even the best Muppet Christmas song. Or I don't think it's the best Muppet song. I think it's pretty dire. Like, I can understand the nostalgia, but you got to take nostalgia out of it. just for the way I don't know how you guys are ranking them, but I'm looking at these 4 categories. I'm looking at, does it cheer me up?
This song doesn't cheer you up.
Is it a good song? Does it have good memories? Does it explain Christmas? And does it get a Christmas party going? Those are the 4 things I'm ranking.
Would it get a party going?
You got to
Would it get a party going?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
get a toddler's party going.
I found it pretty for the Muppets. I didn't find it was a great amount of effort. Like it just went on. Miss Piggy was a bit try hard.
Miss Piggy's 5 gold rings was probably 3 seconds.
It was supposed to be the comedy bit, and maybe the beaker bit was it, but the rest of it, they phoned this in, guys. They absolutely phoned this in. This was a money spinner for the Muppets, nothing else. Like, there's literally no comedy value in it. It's awful. I don't know about watching the video. I haven't watched the video. Dave, you said you watched the video.
No, I couldn't find the video because I was just listening to it audio.
I'm not sure there is a video.
And I couldn't name the Muppets.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Duane, your opinion on this?
I like it for like novelty value, but it doesn't. I've got a Christmas playlist of Christmas songs, which is like it's like
not on it.
3 hours long, and it's not on there. And I knew this song, so it's kind of like I kind of go, yeah, it's alright. But if I heard it, wouldn't be like, oh my god, it's terrible. But I don't go out of my way to listen to it.
Stu looks really crestfallen. Like he's gonna.
And I love the Muppets. I absolutely love the Muppets.
It's not a competition. We're not competition. We're just rating it.
He's crying.
He's crying. He'd be losing because this is absolutely fucking terrible.
I wouldn't say it was terrible.
It was the most boring.
Oh no! If you want boring, wait till later. We got some real crackers.
No. You are right. But I think for the high standards the Muppets set in comedy value, and it's in the category of the 70s, which, to be honest, is the high watermark of all Christmas songs.
Great 70s Christmas
obviously
songs.
Because of our age, because 70s Christmas songs.
See, now you're slagging off the
bottom
Muppets.
Of the barrel
I now wish I picked my backup one, which would have been Boney M.
Oh, I hate that one.
Boney M.
That's not on my Christmas playlist.
Okay, so I did a good thing.
That's not on my Christmas playlist either.
Which is the Boney M?
Mary's Ball Child.
Mary's Ball
That's the one, yeah.
Something. Blah, blah, blah,
was
blah, blah,
born
blah.
on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's not even on my Christmas playlist. So
okay. So what we're scoring this absolutely extravagance of a song, this terrible,
well, we'll start.
terrible song.
Your song. As it's your song, Stu. You go first.
Well, what's our score?
Out of 100.
Out of 100. Oh, my 100. Okay. I'm going to give it an 80.
80, okay.
For myself. I think it's got, okay, it's good for kids or whatever, but I quite like it. Maybe I'm quid at heart and I just like the silliness of it. It is Christmas. It's a blooming Christmas carol. You can't get more Christmassy than that. Start a party? Well, no, not really. It is a novelty song. Yeah, it's a novelty song. Of course it is. So I'm going to give it an 80 from me.
Dave?
57.
Richard?
Oh, the Heinz score.
The Heinz score.
Yes. He's pulled the Heinz score out. Do you want to know what I score it?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is no because I don't want to stamp on your childhood memories. That is, but this is a low 30s for me. This is 32.
A 32, did you say?
And let me tell you why. Let me justify it. Right. One, it's not an original song. So the Muppets have, as I say, they phoned it in. It's not particularly comic for the Muppets. It's not that interesting to listen to. It's just a reworking, obviously, of 12 Days of Christmas. And John Denver's musical treatment of it is as worst possible John Denver. He's just strumming away on his 3 chords on the guitar. He's put no musical effort into it. He's literally phoned in, money spinner. And I'm sorry, Muppets, but you've got some competition in the 70s, and you haven't stood up to the mark in my sense. So 32.
32.
Yeah.
32.
You're a hard man, Rich.
That's a harsh man.
I am the Craig Revel Hallward of music.
Okay, Duane.
Christmas.
Okay,
Duane?
well, there is a kind of a sort of a certain level of nostalgia for me with like being Muppets, and I do love the Muppets. I'm not going to be as harsh as Richard. I think probably similar to Dave. I'm probably going to be about a 62. I think for this one.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Right then, and James is not here.
No, I was going to say, well,
unfortunately.
he'll just score at 0 because he's not here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then on that point, you might have noticed we've not actually got the dulcet tones of James. Apparently, he has an ill child. I just think he's sad that England were knocked out of the World Cup. I'm going to say recently. I'm not going to say this evening because I know how Stuart hates it when we put like a timestamp on when we're recording.
Well, I think
It's
by
about
just
45
saying
minutes
that,
ago,
you
right?
completely and utterly ruined this whole thing. It's exactly 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's
ago,
like half an hour ago.
We'll just.
But to be
Just
fair,
on that,
England get knocked out of every World Cup, so it could be anyone.
Yeah,
this could be any time.
And this is timeless, so
Yeah,
it could count for
could.
4 years'
So
time.
if you're listening to this in 2026, it's going to be
relevant.
But why are you listening? But why are you
it's
listening to a
irrelevant.
Christmas podcast in summer? But anyway, that's
Well, my missus didn't know that I'd come in here to do the podcast. She thought I'd just left the room and come in here to commit suicide. She was
like,
checking.
"Are you okay, darling? Are you okay?"
It's like, you okay? It's like,
So anyway, but James did, however, submit his suggestions, and for his 70s, he went with "Santa Claus is Coming to Town" by the Jackson 5. Now, Richard.
Is there a rule break?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's a top choice for the 70s. Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's a good one. It's a party starter.
I mean, there's
yeah.
a theme. There is a theme running through many of his choices, and they're dubiously rated against today's standards. The people in it.
Paedophilia, is that the theme?
It's
Yeah,
running
you'll see
through a lot of
later.
his sort of choices, but yeah, no, I love this.
It's a great arrangement.
It's a
It's a great Motown arrangement of this song.
Yeah, it's. Oh, is Santa Claus Coming to Town an original? These are the
not an
kind of
original.
facts I was leaning on you, Duane.
It's a classic.
It's
a
not
tradition.
original.
It's a classic.
I don't suppose you know who originally did it then,
I didn't look that up.
but you know it's definitely not an original by Jackson 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like a. It's just like a.
Yeah. So I mean I thought it was an original, so I would have rated it higher. So actually on that, I'm probably going to give it the 68 as a score. I don't think one thing that I do rate against is whether or not it gives me the magic of Christmas. So if it can combine that kind of magical childhood thing, this is a good party song. It's a Christmas party. You stick your ass on the photocopier, get pissed, touch the secretary up.
Totally.
That kind of 70s Christmas
clarify-
party vibe, which gives it a good rating.
To clarify,
Yep,
it was
go on.
written by
Clarification?
J. Fred Coots and Haven Gillespie, and the earliest known recorded version of the song was a banjoist Harry Reeser and his band on October 24th, 1934. So it's.
I was just going to say that.
It's,
Actually, I was
it's
just
an
going to say
old
that. Yeah.
classic Christmas song.
Were you, Dave?
Well, in terms of bringing that up into what it is, and obviously the Jackson 5 got groove, brother, and so I love it. So I think I'm going to put it. I think in light of that new information, I'm going to bump it up into the 70s. So I'm going to give it a 73.
Good. I think that's fair.
I really like this.
Stuart, how do you feel about?
It's another classic, isn't it? I like it. I've always liked the Jackson 5. And
Same.
the Christmas one. It's always good for a party. It's a nice funk riff to it as well, and it's just innocent and happy. And it's like a good Christmassy one. So that's me really. So, but I didn't realise 1932. Did you say with the original?
34 was the original recorded. It was written before, but that was the first known recorded version.
Yeah. So that's it. Isn't it bad? There's probably loads of songs we just don't know, like the spoilers, but maybe the Snoop Dogg one. What comes up next?
Hey,
That might be
spoilers.
a song which was made in the I don't know, the 1800s. Who knows?
It's unlikely when he's referencing weed.
So anyway, my score for that one, I'm going to give that. See, I think I've gone a bit too high with the Muppets one now, but I'm sticking by the 80. I did say 80 because I think this is a better song actually. I'm going to give this one an 85.
Ooh, okay.
It is.
Yeah.
I think you've got. Yeah, I think you've gone in hard.
I have. Yeah.
And nostalgic with the Muppets one, and I think
have.
I've got. I think when you look at it in a cold light of day and you compare it against these classics, it's just not. It doesn't go to the Muppets. I love.
Is there a rule? Is there a rule where I can change my score, or is that it now? It's in
It's
stone.
done, mate. It's done.
Okay, fair enough. So my score for Jackson 5 is 85.
85. Dave?
I'll give it 80. It's a banger.
It's a banger. Yep, I actually completely agree.
That's what I'm gonna say about
I
it.
kind of
It's a
echo
banger.
everything that Rich has said. It's an absolute banger. It's a classic. We'll get the party started. Makes you feel good. So I'm gonna kind of rocking around about 82, I think.
Ooh, 82. Nice.
Rich, what's your offering?
So this is a hands down cold classic for me. This for me reminds me of the Christmas parties used to have. Quite a big family back in the 80s.
What song? Stop building up your part. Just tell us the song.
Merry Christmas, everybody, by those Brummy bastards.
Oh.
Are they Brummy? They're probably not. They're Slade.
Slade.
Noddy Holder.
And Co.
And to be honest, they're kind of recreation of Noddy Holder by Vic and Bob, basically. Would you remember when they're doing that? Gives that a lot there. But
I've got any interesting facts about Slade? Well,
what interesting?
Right, so
Noddy Holder, his brother, I can't remember his name now at all. Anyway, he used to do field archery. When I did field archery, I used to go on shoots with him. Well, not him. He was there when I was at shoots, and he was a nightmare because he used to steal everybody's arrows. So what you do, you shoot them at targets, and then you go and collect your arrows, and you go, "Where's my arrow gone?" And you'd always find it in his blooming quiver.
Noddy
always.
Holder's brothers had it.
And he was
His
three.
brother could help him buy some fucking arrows. Anyway,
Exactly, you'd think that, wouldn't you?
So this was
Yeah.
Christmas #1 in 1973, beating off Wizards. I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, and Slade managed to stay in the charts with this song for 9 weeks until February. That's how much of a banger this song is.
Blimey.
In February, it's still hanging in the charts.
It's still going, and Wizards. I mean, 73 absolutely the peak for Christmas, for Christmas songs. But this has got to be related around us being in our middle ages now. But it is. It's everything you want from a song. It's the I'm scoring it as 93. I think it's almost perfect. It gives me that nostalgia about hanging up there, being a kid, having the family around, having grandma there, slagging off rock and roll, and then getting up
And doing it, yeah.
The old ones are the best, and doing it up the whatever.
No, different song, mate.
Different
song.
No, exactly. So to me, this has got everything. It's all my childhood. So it gets the nostalgia bump for wherever you guys think it is, and it puts it into the. Where did I put it? 93.
93.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
you got it,
fair.
93.
So,
yeah, I think
being
that's where I'm going for
a
this
musician, I know I've mentioned that before, but I have played this song at Christmas parties with a band, and it's one of those songs that as you play it, there is not a single person in the room not on the floor. It just gets everybody up. It's just an absolute banger, and it's just one, you kind of hear it in the shops, you're like, yeah, I don't care that I've heard this song like 5 million times already this year. It's a cracker. So 93 as well, I think, actually. I think for me.
Ooh,
Wow,
a high one.
that's all good. Stu?
Well, it's classic. Unfortunately, I can't stand the Birmingham / Black Country accent. I hate it. I really do hate it.
Which
is bad because I am that person.
Later, my God.
I tell you, I cringe. I think I've got weird thing about accents in general, but anyway. But it is a classic. You can't deny it. And you are right. Everybody hears it and has a little smile, and you'll sing along to it, even subconsciously. You'll be on the radio, you don't even realise you're hearing it, and you're just singing along to it. So, yeah, it's a 90 for me on that one. It isn't Christmas without that song. You know that you will always hear at least that song once at Christmas, if not multiple times. So
It's a good Christmas Eve one. It's a good one that get down the pub, all sing along, put your arms around each other, and then wish each other a good Christmas, and then go home.
Right.
And sleep off the heavy one.
Score?
Dave,
Did you score it?
My mum was 90. Yeah, 90.
90?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went straight 90.
That's fair. Dave?
I mean, I don't think technically it's a very good song, really.
Oh no!
But
the bass part is actually
no.
really
Wait, no. Hang
interesting.
on.
No,
Let me finish.
no.
Oh,
There's a lot of jazz
Let the man
components
speak.
in it. Don't.
Let the man speak.
I must admit the fact that bass is interesting and it actually reinforces Dave's
Shut
point.
up.
Shut
up.
But it doesn't mean the rest of the score is not interesting.
But it is the Christmas song that started Christmas songs, isn't it? It's the original. In my head, it's the original Christmas song.
It's the OG.
I think Bing Crosby might have a fucking word with you about that one.
It's the OG 70s. Like, it kind of. I think it changed the dynamic of Christmas songs, because before it was all like I'm dreaming of a white and all that kind of like slow.
Yeah,
I think it's notable if you go back and look through the 60s, the 60s and the lead up to that. Most of those songs in that number one chart were, to be fair, the Beatles,
a lot of
right?
Just pop songs,
and there weren't a lot of other Christmas songs going on during that period. So they probably, I'd say the heyday of Christmas classics is the 50s, right? So you got Bing and everything like that. But this probably restarted it, because there aren't a lot in the 60s.
No, I think, Slade, in my head, Slade started it. I don't think it's a brilliant song, but nobody,
the Christmas novelty record.
Doesn't know this song, do they?
Yeah.
So
everybody.
It's got a score high. I'll give it an 85.
That's fair.
Ooh,
that's fair.
Nice.
Right.
Why wouldn't give us a reason why you wouldn't put it higher than that? Because you don't.
Because
like
there are
it
better songs. To me, better Christmas songs. Maybe not more popular ones, but better ones.
Fair enough. Probably a good time to go and see
What
one you.
Okay, so on that note, Dave, what's your offering for 70s?
John Lennon, Happy Christmas, War is Over.
Classic.
Which is a better song than Slade.
No.
Mm.
Of course it isn't. Not for getting a party going and all that kind of stuff.
But it's got class, isn't it? It's got some class about it. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's got arrogance. It's got pretentiousness. It has that. I'll give you that.
Are you not a Beatles
Not
fan?
at all, no. Sorry.
No. I think there might.
And actually, wasn't this one? Oh, isn't this one though? It's not just John Lennon, isn't it? John and Yoko. This particular.
Yeah,
John and Yoko.
Yeah.
No. There is, but there is also a one with Yoko.
What solo?
In it, and it's absolute where she sings, and it's unbelievable. It came on my Alexa the other day. Oh, I nearly came on my Alexa to turn off. But yeah, it's just almost a joke.
But anyway, so
it's got a level of quality to it.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't.
Some Christmas songs
I wouldn't disagree with that, and there's like a nice sentiment to it. It was released in 1972, where originally on release hit number 4, and then it was re-released in 1980, just right after he was shot, and it actually managed to get to number 2 on that point. But we are just gauging these on their initial releases, which was the 70s for this one.
And it's got kids singing in it, which is always nice and Christmassy.
No. Okay, we'll discuss.
They're singing "War is." They're
we'll discuss that concept a little bit later on. But okay.
So I'm going to give it a 90.
90?
Because I think it is top class.
Stuart, I think you might have something to say about this one. So
No, I'll just say, not every band is for everybody. Is it? I've just never gelled with the Beatles. I know I'm going to be stoned probably or whatever, but I'm sorry, I'm 50 now. Whatever.
Dude.
So, I've just never seen the fascination with the Beatles at all. There's some songs they've done which are quite good. The early songs to me, I know we're not debating the early Beatles songs, I know we're debating this one, but I'm trying to give you a bit of understanding of why the Beatles don't really mean anything to me at all. I just don't really like the early stuff, and their later stuff was just a bit, not even out there. It was just, I don't know, they were very drunk or drugged up or whatever. I don't know, I just find it a bit pretentious and all that. So I'm going to give it a high number because it is a classic Christmas song. I'm not going to deny it. Everybody, it's another one of those, you hear it on the radio all the time at Christmas. It's one of those things. I am going to give it a 70, so it's a fairly high score just because of the merit of, everybody else likes it.
It's got a nice message as well.
Yeah, it's all right, I suppose.
I think I'm going to go along with that. I'm going to give it a 69.
Nice.
Ooh,
Doesn't quite reach the 70. The reason why, and all of that, pretty much all of that is based on my criteria. I don't know about you guys, but my criteria is, does it stand up as a piece of music against other Christmas songs, or non-Christmas songs, is actually a really good piece of music and a really good piece of writing, and it's got a good message. But to me, it doesn't get the Christmas experience, really. It's a little bit moany about war. And it's a kind of it's a protest song wrapped up in a Christmas song. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if we're rating Christmas songs, I don't sit there and think, oh, the magic of Christmas is coming, look at all this, my childhood memories, and I don't stick it on at a party. And to be fair, does it cheer me up? Yeah, so that's probably why it gets up there. Yes, I like listening to it. It's a pleasant song to listen to, so it's a decent choice. But as Christmas songs in the 70s go, I can't give it much more than a 69.
Fair enough.
The fourth word of the song is Christmas, so it mentions Christmas quickly within the song.
Right.
True.
Dwayne, I don't want to sway with you any votes, but you only need to score this 4 points and you've beaten the Muppets. So it's up to you.
It's not a competition, Stu.
No,
actually,
I completely agree with Rich and the sentiments of Dave. Stuart's opinion on this is a grumpy old man. I don't know what he's on. He's obviously not had his eggnog today.
Mate, he likes the Muppets.
I think it's a great Christmas song.
Eggnog.
This one is on my Christmas playlist, so I'm happily going to give this one, I think, solid 74.
Well, that's not that high.
It's not like one of the best Christmas songs, but it's up there.
I think it's in a big category. I mean, 70s. Yeah,
it's got a lot to contend with.
There's.
So I think that wraps up.
What did you score it, Dave? Sorry, what did you score it?
90.
That's it. Cool. Okay. They're in the computer. Bleep,
bleep,
blop,
bleep. So that concludes 70s.
Oh, you got yours.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we've got mine.
No, I believe in Father Christmas by Greg
Lake. No.
Let's just skip over that one.
No.
We've forgotten this one, as forgettable
this
as
song is absolutely amazing. I love this is actually one of my favourite Christmas songs. I don't care what you say. It's great. And it didn't get to number one the year it was released, which was 1975, because who was number one in 1975 Christmas, Stuart?
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, I believe.
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. So this song was only beaten to Christmas number one by what is regarded as the best rock song ever written. So that's how good the song is. It was only beaten by Queen. It's got a piece of classical music section from Prokofiev. So it's just amazing. The lyrics are just
okay. What are you going to score?
I'm going to score it 90.
Okay, right. I've listened to. We've compiled a playlist which it'll be available to everybody after when the podcast goes live, and we'll put a link so everybody can listen to and enjoy the wonderful music we put on there, or compiled the wonderful music. However, I've listened to this today, and you know what? I cannot even remember listening to this song.
I just shocked.
What does that say? What does that say?
This is one of my favourite Christmas songs.
I'm not saying it's rubbish. I can't even remember it. I don't even know what it goes like in my head.
They said there'll be snow.
Oh, that one. Okay, right, it's that one.
They said there'll be peace on earth.
Instead, it kept on raining.
Maybe not sung like that.
A veil of tears for a virgin birth. It's great. The lyrics are just awesome.
I remember Christmas morning.
Okay. If I score it, will you stop singing?
In a distant choir.
Hallelujah, Noel.
Right, I've scored it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, I've scored it 75.
Okay,
yeah, it's okay.
He just said he can't remember it, and then he's
no, only because it's just reminded me. I mean, it's okay. I'm going to do 70. 60. Should I go lower? Dave, do you want me to go lower?
Well, if you say and you can't even remember listening to it today,
I know
it's up to you, Stu. You can score it what you want, but
yeah, you're right. I'll give it a 60. Anyway, on then, Dave. What you got?
I'm with Duane. I think this song is fucking awesome. I love this song.
Thanks, David.
But I don't. The singing bits aren't the best bit. It's the instrumental stuff, especially as it builds towards the end, and that whatever it is, where it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, it's ace. Yeah, the end.
It's just big. It's just
the last minute is it's lovely. I'm scoring this high, 85. I'm giving this.
Thanks, David. Love you.
It's a good tune.
not a competition.
I know,
Duane.
but he agrees with me,
Remember.
so obviously his opinion is more valid than yours.
Go on then, Rich.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that from the fact that I know all the lyrics to it, I absolutely love this song. I think it is one of the greatest songs. Stands up on its own 2 feet in its own. The only reason it drops points is because of its melancholy.
I love that. I love that slight melancholy.
Don't get me wrong. I love it. That's what I do. As I love it. So it does. I'm going to score it 92. The only reason it's losing those points is because it doesn't get that.
It's not a good party song, but
the melancholy in it is just one to listen to. But what's brilliant about it is and I will rate melancholy and sad and lonely and I'm all depressed Christmas songs very low in this. You'll see me do that because I can't stand them. But this one just manages to raise above. So the fact it's getting 92 when it's a melancholy 90, is a Christmas miracle. But yeah, I couldn't rate it under 90, but I can't give it a perfect score because of that melancholy in it. Because I think it just drops some of the categories.
That's good. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I fucking love this song. Honestly, it's one of my favourite. I've actually had this song on like a normal playlist for the middle of the year, and I won't skip it if it's not like it comes up and it's not Christmas. I just think it's great. But anyway,
you don't get many stories these days of people. Do you remember in the 80s? You used to get the guy who had Christmas dinner every single day, and they would report on him at Christmas. And like 14 years, they don't report it anymore because now we realise it's a mental illness. So
I'm borderline.
They find it a little uncomfortable.
All right, shall we move on to the 80s? As I went last, I'll kick off this time. So my 80s offering is Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Rea. It's a classic, but weirdly, it was released in 1988, but it only charted at number 53, which I'm absolutely astounded by. I mean, it's recharted since, like, a couple of times. I think that's because of streaming. I think streaming has changed the dynamic of how charts and whatnot work these days. So a lot of classic songs will rechart around Christmas. But the fact that this only hit 53 on initial release is an absolute shocker. Absolute shocker. I think this is a great Christmas song.
Well, I watched a documentary about this song as well, and Chris Rea, and I think he was at the. Obviously, he was a well-established artist before this really come out, but it was near the end of his career. He was about to throw in the towel and give up, and then the song got massive, and then that's it really. He's just riding the coattails of this song, which is fine, fair. You know. So, what are you scoring it anyway?
Oh, this is going to be pretty sort of high for me. So, 82.
82.
Okay.
I'll
Dave's fiddling with glasses or something. He's got glasses hanging from the roof of his MDF box.
He's got a bar.
Oh yeah, Dave's recording from his MDF box. So, Dave, what do you think? Don't tell me what the song is. What do you think?
Are we on to the 80s now?
Yeah, we're on to the 80s.
Mm-hmm. So you got to first guess which song we're talking about.
You've got a chance of 5, so that's.
So it charted at 52. It was towards the end of their career.
All right, wait.
This is terrible radio, Dave.
Content.
Why did you do this to me?
Bother doing this bit.
Actually, if your choice is, it's the only one that it could possibly be.
All right. Well, let me rate it, and you can guess. So I'm going to score this as 83.
Oh, great.
I have only liked this in the last few years. It's a middle-aged man
absolutely,
song.
as is a lot of his other songs.
And the reason I hated this when it first came out, I thought, my God, why does anyone listen to this absolute drivel? And then I just see my father sort of crying in the corner and weeping at it. And my uncles would go, "Oh, have you heard the Driving Home for Christmas song?" So it's only a narrow community. Now, I will admit that we have a narrow community.
So, perfect.
And I should imagine that our middle-aged male community who listen to any of the drivel would absolutely love this song. But I think, as far as a Christmas song goes, it's got that melancholy issues to it, isn't it? But yeah, I'll listen to it. while I'm driving home from Swansea, and I'm at a traffic light, and I'll look across,
and there's red lights all ahead.
Someone else.
Red lights all around.
Red lights all ahead. Yeah. So I do love the song. So it's a high scorer for me.
Dave, you obviously know what it is now.
Well, Chris Rea sort of sounds like all of his songs. Really, he sounds like he's just got out of bed, doesn't he? He's just can't be arsed. Can't be arsed. But that's his style. That's his style. And I appreciate that. Yeah, it's not the most upbeat of songs, is it? But the sense
it's upbeat enough.
It's a really nice sentiment about a man getting home to his family at Christmas and all the rest of it. We can all identify with it, so in that respect, it's good.
Reminds me of that movie, Planes, Trains and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin.
Oh, the bit at the end where he leaves him standing on the on the station to go home.
In terms of what stage of a party you would listen to it at, what time of the night it goes on. Yeah, or when you're sort of...
It's time to drive home for Christmas.
When you're sat in the corner fingering a bird or something, it's late at night. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but...
What kind of Christmas...
Mate, you haven't done that since this was released.
Probably haven't. But it's popular. It's a nice song. I'll give it 70.
Okay, that's fair. Stu?
Yeah, that's a fair score.
Stu?
It's a classic dad rock anthem, really, isn't it, for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
And works at Christmas time as well. Obviously, if you're in July, it just doesn't have any impact.
As are like pretty much all the songs on this.
Yeah.
Oh, he did release.
Yeah, I know.
He released "Driving Home for Easter" because it was just popular.
Didn't hit so well.
It's not. I'm going to give it a 72.
Okay.
It's a good song, but it's not. It's not the. I can't even say words. This doesn't work on radio, does it?
No.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Stu's grabbing his crotch for everybody who can't see what he's
I'm not.
Oh no, he's highly fisted twins.
Bit of twin fisting.
Dave, you managed to bring down. This is a Christmas show.
So Stu, what's your score? What's your score, Stu?
Mine was 72.
72. So if we scored everybody, James.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not here. I got a poor child.
No, he's not scoring. He's not scoring jack shit. Jump over him.
So speaking of James, his offering is the classic Last Christmas.
Should we put a warner just in case somebody? Oh no, we're not playing the song, so it doesn't matter.
But if you play the playlist, it's on there. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Before we even start this, I think Whamageddon is bullshit. Why deprive yourself of one of the greatest Christmas songs? Why?
Wow.
Why do that to yourself?
Wow. Since Whamageddon, I have never been happier to avoid a song.
It's a great song. I love Last Christmas.
Shit,
it's awesome.
Shit.
It's all right. It's just bored. No. I mean, it's okay.
Oh.
Go on then, Duane. What are you going to score it?
Scoring it 85.
Christmas song.
85. Go on then, Rich. What are you going to score it? I'm quite intrigued on this.
7.
7.
It's just
wow.
garbage. I hate it. It's just it just gets on my nerves.
Earlier on about so I categorise Christmas songs like what's the meaning and the sentiment and the da-da-da. Really, you've got a really low opinion. You don't even think this is a Christmas song by your own ranking.
This is the last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day I gave it away. Is literally the most childlike. 4-year-olds would write that better than that. That lyric itself gets on my nerves. The very next day he gave it away. It's all about him. It's all about it's all about loneliness at Christmas, but not in a kind of a way that needs to be addressed. It's all about the fact that he's not with this bird or whatever. I can't stand romantic love.
Okay, moving on. Richard obviously doesn't like it.
Of mine, and let's move
Dave,
on.
Oh. Dave, just shut up now. Bored.
Because it's got like this whole thing that sprung up about it over the last few years about Whamageddon and all the rest of it. Thus, give it some credence as a Christmas song, so I'll give it 15. But it is a shit song.
Oh my 1-5 or 5-0.
I can't stand it.
1-5.
It
Wow.
is a shit song. Yeah, it's rubbish.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I think you've censored
The whole Wham Again thing, obviously, it's nonsense because everybody's going to fail because you are going to hear the song. I mean, that's what the whole point of it, though. It's just meant to be this stupid thing.
It's only because Wham-Again sounds like Armageddon. That's the only... it's just a load of bollocks. That's a load of bollocks, and the song's a load of bollocks.
I mean, I don't like the song, but I do think you two are scoring it quite harsh. I'm not going to score over 50 here, but it's like, blimey. Really? A 7 and a 15? Wow. I am gonna go 50. I mean, it's okay. It's a Christmas song. It's all right. It has its uses. That whole Wham Again thing is just a nonsense competition anyway. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, that's my score.
So anyway,
wow.
just in case anybody wants to know, it only reached number 2 in the year it was released because it was beaten by Band-Aid, which is, I believe, somebody's choice for
it is.
80s.
It's my choice.
What a segue that was.
Yeah.
What a segue.
Do they know? I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, right? Almost like we're professional.
Do they know it's Christmas?
Do they know it's Christmas? Band-Aid, 1984, number 1 for 5 weeks, and was a Christmas number 1. Stuart, argue the case for...
Right, it's really weird. Argue the case. I don't really like the song, but it's an important Christmas song at that time. It was very, very charity driven. It was a big drive at that point, and it still makes money now. So in a way, to slag off the song may make you a bad person. I don't know. It must have been a logistical nightmare to get all those pop stars together and try to sing one line. It's just a nightmare. So in
Bono fucking phone it in.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter how it was done. It was like, very good editing and very good, production and all that kind of stuff, especially for its time and all that stuff. So, I just think it needed to go on the list of one of the best 80s songs, 90s, no, not 80s songs, actually. It was just an important, otherwise it was just an important song and that was it, really. I mean, do I like it? Not really. I mean, to be fair, though, it's the best one out of all the ones they've remade.
Yeah,
over the years where they've tried to. They're terrible.
It's the quintessential
version. It is, yeah. So I'm going to give this a 78 myself. It's a solid Christmas song, and when you hear it, it does make you feel good and feel bad at the same time.
Yeah, this one is on my Christmas playlist, so it's one of those ones I just kind of like, yeah, it's a Christmas song. It's about people dying of being hungry whilst I'm stuffed in my face. That's great. 72.
72 for you, sir.
Dave?
I'm with Stu in the fact that I don't think it's a particularly good song. I'll give it 50. I appreciate it.
Wow. No. Well, you did hear all the other bits.
I appreciate it at the time. It was a big thing, and I'm just going on the quality of the songs. I just don't think it's very good. It's not as bad as Last Christmas, but it's not great. 50.
Rich?
Yeah, it is a marquee Christmas song. It's the one to play. I've conflicted on this, so I'm probably going to go in 58. I should imagine against today's standards, it's got some issues in terms of how patronising it is to claim that Africa nothing ever grows in ever. Let's speak to the Congo, who can't move for fucking things growing. There is some issues there that it's a little bit patronising. So the content of it, so it doesn't cheer me up. It's not a great piece of music, but it does remind me of Christmas Past. It is a staple. That's the word I was going to say. A staple.
Although I have to say, so I'm
going to give it 58.
There's a musical part in it which reminds me of the theme tune to Doctor Who for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway. Richard, what's your offerings for the 80s?
That's a good point. Sticking on the Merry Christmas Everybody theme, it is Shaky himself.
Shaky, old green
Merry
door
Christmas,
Shaky.
Everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Dun, dun, dun.
Got the classic bells going on, and
yeah. We're gonna have a party tonight. So it's a good party song. It was a last minute entry and a change for me.
We'll talk about that later.
Accidentally doubled up on one, so I put it in. But it was the first one that came to my head. So, Shaky Stevens, he is 80s incarnate. So for an 80s Christmas song, in terms of it being in the 80s with the 80s vibe, then it's good. But I'm still only going to put it in the low 70s, so 71 for me.
Yes, for Welsh Elvis, I'm going to go 81.
Welsh Elvis.
I just think it's a great Christmas song. It's kind of upbeat, good for dancing, good sentimental value. So yeah, what I said.
What happened to Shakin' Stevens?
He's still alive.
Is he still kicking? Is he
He's
dead?
still going.
Is he
He's probably doing like Butlin's tours.
I mean, we would know there would be a national day of mourning in Wales if he had died, and I have not seen that. So,
Rich.
Well, I'll
Stu,
say
even.
Right.
So it's been so long, I forget who you are.
It's a classic Christmas song, isn't it? I'm going to give it a 76. It's Shakin' Stevens. Oh, he just makes me laugh. Not in a comedy way. It's just what is it? What is he? Who is he? What's that thing? What is it? Like all Green Door and all that stuff. I could never really get my head around all that.
The fact he calls himself Shakin'
I know.
Stevens is like a positive. It's just sort of like. It's just like sort of Parkinson's thing. I don't know.
Parkin Stevens. It's a classic song. It does go on a Christmas list. You know, like you can tell if you listen to a commercial radio station, they've got the songs they've got to hit, and that's going to be on there, isn't it? So, yep. So 76 from me.
Dave.
Yeah, I think this is the most Christmas of all Christmas songs. I think it's brilliant. I'm going to go 92. It's probably the best Christmas song ever.
Wow.
Ooh.
Shaky. Well, thank you for that one. He may even listen to this podcast.
You might even get a Christmas card from him. I'll tell you.
I don't understand why I didn't put it on my list. But...
yeah, as long as you can read his writing.
It's quite hard. It's quite hard to decipher. Unless he types it.
So your 80s choice is solid. So I'm not going to worry about that. So what did you score it?
92.
Oh, good score.
92. He's gone running.
So,
there,
Dave, what is your offering? Well, tell us what your offering is, and I'll give you some tidbits of information. Tidbits, not tidbits. Tidbits.
I've gone for "Stop the Cavalry" by Jonah Louie.
Jonah Louie, "Stop the Cavalry." I think it's a good choice.
It's cool.
Apparently, it was only going to be an album track until they released it, and then suddenly it's like his biggest known song. I mean, what can you name any other songs by Jonah Louie?
No. I've heard a couple, but I can't really name it. No.
There's the "I'm always in the kitchen at parties."
Yeah.
That's the only one of the
kitchen at parties. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where you'll find me in the kitchen at parties.
Yeah,
he was a bit.
He's just a cool dude, isn't he? Jonah Louie.
Dexy Midnight Runner time.
Yeah, absolutely, it's that kind of thing. But anyway, so it only hit number 3. It only hit
Cheese Fetish. Cheese Fetish. That's why he's always in the kitchen. He's
eating the cheese. So he only hit number 3. Kept off by the re-release of Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, War is Over by John Lennon, and number 1 that year was... Any ideas what number 1 that year was?
What year was it? 83? Did you say?
It was... I can't remember. No, 1980. It was St. Winifred's School Choir with Grandma, I Love You, which is an absolute fucking abomination of a song.
Yeah.
So
that's just going for the look at the little kids and they'll get a vote. Yeah.
So talking about songs with kids singing in them, no, just no, no.
It doesn't automatically add.
John Lennon's kids were nice. They were good.
Yeah, that's fair. It wasn't predominantly kids singing, so I think that's fair. So anyway, so Dave, over to you. Jonah Louie, "Stop the Cavalry."
Yes, it's a cool song. He was a bit of a cool dude. I really like it. It's probably not everyone's first choice, but I'm giving it 75. It's a good song.
I think that's quite a low score for what you think is a good song.
I think it's a great song.
But okay.
I think it's a great song.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones which, if I haven't heard it, I don't feel like it's Christmas. I need to hear it.
Okay, well, shit. So can I up my score then? I've gone into. I feel like I've gone too low.
If you want,
bollocks.
If you want.
No, of course you can. This is the time he can do it.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
Reaction.
Can I go 85?
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Stu's just let me. So
no, I've done it. I've changed mine, remember, but only when it was my go. I couldn't change it after when we moved on.
Okay.
Right.
This is true log style.
Absolutely.
Fucking hot.
Well organised, well oiled. So I think this is a great Christmas song. So I'd give this a solid 81.
Ooh, 81. Yeah, I agree. It's one of those. It goes on the playlist again. It's classic. You know, it's Christmas when you hear this. I'm going to give this an 83. So it's a good song. I really like it. So.
Same, Rich.
Good.
Is that 80s?
No, Rich's.
No,
yeah,
Rich.
I'll score it. I'll score it 81. I think it's absolutely fantastic song. In terms of its music and everything like that. But yeah, it drops down on some of the other categories for me. It's but I personally love it. But it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so we're going to move on to 90s, and we're going to start with Rich this time. So what's your offering, Rich, for the dearth, that is the 90s?
Absolute garbage from beginning to end of the 90s. Just total and utter shit. So I struggled with this. So I ended up going for TLC Sleigh Ride. And the only reason I thought that might even be of any interest to people was because it's quite a good 90s R&B. I mean, it's smack bang 90s. It couldn't get
you can't
90s.
get more 90s than that.
It might as well be called TLC's Sleigh Ride. This is the 90s.
93. I don't know if it was released in the UK. I don't know if it charted, so I couldn't find a lot of information on it.
No. And I didn't really know it. I had to trawl through lists and lists of terrible 90s stuff, and most of them were like, I just will not allow that to have any airtime. So this was the only one I landed on. I don't know if you heard it on the playlist. It may be the first one you eat at a time.
It's the only time I've ever heard this.
To first and last.
I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was okay.
I enjoyed it, but it only gets high 40s for me, even though it's my choice. And to be honest, that is high for the 90s, so it's going to get a 49.
49.
Yeah, I kind of agree with it. I don't know. I might stick it on my list, the Christmas list, and kind of like leave it there for maybe a year or two, and then be like, actually no. So I'd probably give it like maybe like 47. It's not terrible, but it's not.
I
just doesn't have that nostalgia. I think the problem is because it's not a song we know and it's ingrained in our DNA like some of these other songs. It's obviously not going to score quite as highly.
Yeah, I don't know. With me, TLC they just make me laugh. I don't know whether they're supposed to make me laugh, but
not really.
The raps are so stupid and they're so squeaky voices. They're just hilarious, and I don't know. I just find this a fun song. I mean, it's not going to go over 50. It's going to go 48 for me. But it's just a funny song. It's just I enjoyed it. I just felt happy when I listened to it. So there you go,
David.
Fucking hell. Considering the 90s was like the greatest decade for music in general, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's
it's the worst decade
for
Christmas
well, I'd say not but very few. It's like they stopped trying.
I listened to this.
I know Cliff was still banging him out, but God, somebody should fucking bang him out.
I listened to this earlier, and I've never listened to it before, and I never will again. I'll give it a 10. It's fucking dreadful.
Oh,
wow. It was dreadful.
Wow,
I'm not a fan.
I can't argue with that. No, I had to give it a couple of extra points because I put it on the list. Yeah, I think that's the best description. I've listened to it once. I will never listen to it again unless it happens to pop up on a streaming.
Yeah,
and I don't think
I don't like R&B music, to be fair. So it's not. Do you know what I mean? That's against it from the beginning. But oh god, that was terrible. Sorry, fucking hell.
So, having discussed the dearth of great Christmas songs in the 90s, can I remind you this is the 90s category? We're going to move on to James's 90s offering, which is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen / We Three Kings, Bare Naked Ladies, and Sarah McLachlan, which was off their Bare Naked for the Holidays album, I think, which was released in, anybody? 2004.
2004.
So thanks for that, James.
Oh, well done, James.
So is that a 0 across the board then?
I don't mind the song. It's got nice,
are we counting it?
It's got nice Bare Naked Ladies style harmonies, but no, it's not a 90s song.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we can cut it out, and I don't think that's any great loss to anyone.
No.
It's all right. It's Bare Naked Ladies just again phoning it in. God, yes, you gentlemen. It's not even original. They've not really tried to change it. They've stuck some guitar over it. They brought in some mate of theirs to sing over it. It's absolutely fine.
It sounded to me like the sort of song that would be on in the background in a hipster pub where it was like £7.50 a pint. Yeah. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, but no score. Yeah. Sorry, James.
No.
You fucked
Sorry,
it.
James. You're not here to defend it. But
I will put forward my 90s offering, which is All Alone on Christmas by Darlene Love. Now, this song everybody will know because it was featured in, and I think it was actually written specifically for Home Alone 2, which is a great... We might do, in future, a Christmas movie Yule LoGG special. That'll be fun. But Home Alone 2, it was featured in Home Alone 2, so... Nostalgia linked to the great Home Alone franchise, 1 and 2. There's nothing after that. Nothing ever existed. Just 1 and 2. 2 movies, that's it. No more. So yeah, I quite like this song. I think it's a good Christmas song. It's on my playlist. I'll give it a solid 77.
77.
Rich.
I have to admit, before I got through the playlist, I never got to this one, and I'd never heard it before.
You've heard it.
So I'm not in a position. Give me a guide on it, because I listened to that playlist, and it must have been one of the last ones on it, or I accidentally skipped it, or it was on one I wasn't paying attention. But I'm going to have to just go straight down the middle with a 50.
Thanks, boy.
Because it's not fair. I haven't heard
Thanks,
it.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave.
I absolutely hate the song.
Oh, right, okay, Stuart. weighing in, Stuart.
Oh, no, I'm not weighing in.
That's fine. No, that's fine. You go in. You've started.
Hang on,
so...
I'm going to take it, which is a 50. No, it's all right. I'm going to give it a 65. There's nothing... I don't find it interesting. It's okay. I didn't really like Home Alone films either, sorry. I know, it's mad, isn't it? But I don't. I really like Macaulay Culkin now. He's ace. Love him. He's a really cool actor, and especially now stuff he does. But I don't know. 65. Sorry, Duane. Do you want me to go lower? I can do it. I can go lower.
Dead to me. Dave?
Not competition to
I'm with Stu with not being bothered about the Home Alone films. I don't really rate them.
And he's our resident film buff. Remember this?
Yeah, because he what's that one? Larmageddon. Looks such a classic movie that was.
What a film! As for the song, I haven't heard it before today. When I listened to it, it was all a bit try hard. Really, it just sounded a bit try hard. I'll give it 55.
Fair. Okay, Stuart, what's your... I'm leaving Dave still last for good reason. So, Stuart, what's your offering for 90s?
Right, so we all agree.
10. I'm not
90s.
even at 10. I can't be bothered. 10.
Are you taking the...
It's fucking awful.
Which one? What is it, Stu? Which one's this?
Oh my good God, Duane.
10.
I'll mark yours now. We'll come back to you. Right, Flaming Lips. Everybody agrees 90s was one of the greatest times for indie music, especially. Like progression and all that. Like Flaming Lips, right at the front. I heard for amazing. The band, they know how to play songs, completely detune everything, and it sounds amazing. The drum beats are incredible, just amazing sounding. This song is great, all about Christmas, trying to save the animals in the zoo. The animals go, no, I want to stay in the zoo because it's cool. It's got everything. Great song. I'm going to give it an 87, actually. Screw you, Duane.
10.
Well, okay, why don't you like it? You're a musician. You should like this.
No, it's like he can't sing, for a start. His vocal is poor as fuck.
It's a fun song. It's not meant to be a serious song, Duane.
The only song I could tell you is the Everybody Knows Someday Will Die song. That's the only song of theirs I know.
I cannot believe you don't like Flaming Lips. Honestly, that shocked me, Duane. I thought you liked music. Obviously,
they kind of were like we're on MTV2 a lot. I just would always like.
Wow. Well, you're dead to me now as well. Come on, Rich. Rich, help me out. You like music. You know what's going on.
Look, I do like music, and it's the only reason why they'd get any points on this one, because it's the Flaming Lips. It's a little try hard for the Flaming Lips. It's almost too straight for them. If you know what I mean, it's not. If they're going to go wacky, they have to go wackier than that.
Yeah, but I mean the whole song. I've got to admit, even I find it hard to listen to. Only because it's not hard to listen to because it's famous. They really do detune all their instruments.
So they're not in tune.
On halfway through, you're thinking, oh my God, but it works. It actually works.
So as a piece of music, it's interesting enough. But against as a Christmas song, and this, I mean, it puts a little bit of bile up, especially with what I'm going to talk about in the next bit. But I'm going to have to give this a 42. It's just not hitting the Christmas marks, unfortunately, and it's a shame because like the Flaming Lips, it's an interest. It would be an interesting one-off on an album that you'd listen to. The fact they put Christmas in seems to be a completely irrelevant.
It's fun.
That they go to the zoo. I don't really get the story of it.
You're not meant to. It's meant to be fun.
It doesn't get me any Christmas experience. It don't make me want Christmas. It doesn't excite me. We wouldn't put it on a party. And it does stand up musically as against it's because it's interesting. But yeah, it's a 42 for me.
Dave?
Fair enough.
Dave.
Of all the songs that I hadn't heard, and there was about 6 or 7 in this list that I haven't heard, so I had to listen to them. This was one of them, but this was the only one I didn't listen to until the end of the song. I switched it off about halfway through because I just thought, this is shit.
Oh wow! Okay. Do you like the Flaming Lips? Anyway?
I know one of their songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Song is it or something?
Yeah.
Which I really like. I think that's a great song. This was like, I was like, what the fuck's this? I'll give it 20. Sorry, I couldn't even listen. I couldn't even listen to it all the way through. And it's probably about 3.5 minutes long, and I just couldn't even give it that.
I love the song. It's a great song.
Okay.
Anyway, it's
the last offering of the 90s is from Dave, and this will probably be what most people consider to be the 90s Christmas headliner. What have you got for us, Dave?
Well, there can be only one, can't there, really? It's Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's the only decent 90s Christmas song there is, surely.
It is the only decent 90s Christmas song. I'll agree. This gets a solid 93 for me. Honestly, it's just Christmas.
It's lovely.
It's just Christmas. It's just Christmas all over. Fucking love it.
What do you give it, Dave?
I'll give this a 95. Actually, do you know? No, I'll give it a 96. Let's go 96 because it is great. Isn't it? Come on.
It's a.
I think it. Yeah, it. You are right. It is. Again, you think of Christmas, you think of the radio. This is going to one of the first songs you're going to hear is this and Wham, and the
video with her and the snowballs. It's just isn't it? It's just.
Well, I've given it 87. Rich.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely detest this song. It would have gone in another category for me if I could. I have to turn the radio off when I hear it. However, I have to hold my hand up and say that it hits a lot of the actual Christmas metrics that I'm looking for. So I'm going to put it 88.
It's the Office Christmas party song, isn't it?
It is.
So as a point of interest, this is another one that I've played with the band. We played it at my work's midwinter, so that was in July. Party, and I decided to kind of take a bit of a chance because it was like a delayed Christmas party because of the whole COVID bollocks bullshit stuff going on. I said, actually, let's just do a couple of Christmas songs, and that was one we did. And again, it was floor packed in July, for fuck's sake, and everybody, they were up for it. And I think we're playing another one in March, and they've actually requested that we play that song.
Duane, are you using this as some sort of publicity machine?
Yes, everybody come along.
We sell tickets in a minute.
Like a hospital ball that you can't buy tickets for in a country that you can't get to. Well, you can get to now, but No, just saying. It's just one of those songs that just hits really, really well. But it didn't hit number 1.
Oh.
When it was on its initial release, and it was kept off by E17.
No.
More on that. More on that later. More on that later.
God.
So now I think that's
two
the
tragedies in one.
Let's move on to a category which I've called alternative. So I just assumed that we'd kind of look at bands that are alternative, people have kind of gone a little bit weird with it. So I'm going to start with what I consider to be a very odd choice for the title alternative, which is Dave. Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. That's not alternative at all. It's just a classic rock and roll.
Yeah, I think it's good. Is it 1957? I think because it's from the 50s. I thought it was so old.
Something so like that. Yeah, 57.
I kind of get what you need. I kind of get what you mean because 1957, full of Perry Como,
at the point, it probably was very alternative.
The Rat Pack, that kind of stuff going on, where it was all.
The croony
mistletoe. This was probably alternative at that. This is probably one of the first ones where they brought rock into it. So I think you can justify in that category. It's an absolute belter. So,
but is it alternative?
I'm gonna say at the time, and you probably need to do some research, that if it is alternative, i.e. the songs around it,
Rich's argument
then it's got to be a 94 probably.
I asked my wife. I asked my wife the other day what film it was from, and she couldn't tell me.
What? She not seen Die Hard, which isn't a Christmas movie, by the way.
Yes, it is. The writers said it was a Christmas film.
Different podcast.
Bruce Willis said it wasn't. He didn't count. He didn't write it.
The song isn't in Die Hard.
Jingle Bell Rock's not in Die Hard.
It's in Lethal Weapon.
Oh, Lethal Weapon.
It's the start of Lethal Weapon. She said Die Hard as well. We're getting divorced next week.
I'm not married.
Not yet. You're not, Rich. Well, let's see what happens. If
I was, I definitely.
Anyway, I don't think Dave actually scored this one. So, Dave, what would you give Jingle Bell?
I'm scoring high because I love it. I'm scoring at 95. It's Christmassy 95. As fuck.
Stu.
Well, it's a great Christmas song, but it's not alternative, is it? That's what I'm confused about.
Yeah, we discussed that, and Richard's points are valid, and I agree.
I'll give it an 86 then. It's a great Christmas song, yeah.
I can't give it a good solid 89.
Excellent.
It's a classic. So, who am I going to go to next for alternative? I might go. Who was I going to go with? Rich, I think. Rich, what's your offering?
Well, at the end of the day, this is Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto by Snoop Dogg. Now, you cannot get more alternative than Snoop Dogg going on about how his homies have got him a bag of weed for Christmas. And I think he's referencing crack in it as well, before he then introduces Boys to Men to then warble a load of 90s nonsense. It's literally the most alternative Christmas song you can have. And he also he also rhymes, as I said before, the word that he's got a 64 Chevy and gets a present for his auntie Beverly, which doesn't even really rhyme. But when Snoop Dogg says it, he can say whatever he wants. And actually, on the internet, I've been getting spammed by this reading app, which you can use your phone and it can read anything in the voice of Snoop Dogg.
No.
And the advert is them doing a passage from the Bible. It's absolutely like, if you want to get me a Christmas present, get me a subscription to that where anything can be read in the voice of Snoop Dogg. So
I need that. I need the app. I need it.
I mean, this is. I think it's alternative to get. It's a shame your Flaming Lips wasn't in the alternative one because that would have scored higher in the alternative category. But for me, it's alternative. It's absolute fucking garbage. It's not really a good song, and it's that. So it's only going to get 76 for me. But it's definitely alternative.
Dave.
I've not heard it before today. I'll give it a 78 because it's a Christmas song about weed.
Stuart.
I loved it. I just think it's, to me as well, it's one of that's what Christmas is about as well. It's just funny. It's meant to be fun, and that is just the fun. How is that not fun? That song. It's everything about it. I'm going to give it an 82. I just loved it.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's not.
It's very
I just loved it. It just makes me laugh. Okay. My wife, though, when she heard it today, she just went to turn this crap off. Those was her exact words.
I'd be with Laura.
It's a good alternative. You don't want Snoop Dogg coming around sticking a gap your ass, mate, for not rating this highly. So I'd be careful, Duane.
It's okay. 67. It's not like It's not terrible. I wouldn't put it on my playlist, but it's actually. I'm glad that I've heard it. Let's put it that way. let's put it that way.
Everyone must listen to it once.
Exactly. So who have we got next? I might go Stu next. Who have you got for your?
I've got Spinal Tap. And because I was looking like the rule for this one was like alternative. And I was like, oh God. So I was there going right. What songs came out at Christmas? Alternative. And then I didn't realise. To be fair, I haven't even heard this song until I was doing a search for it, and I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. I take it you guys have listened to it.
Yep.
For some reason, when I was going through the playlist looking at the songs I didn't know, I for some reason didn't listen to it.
Oh, no,
sadly with Rich, I'm going to have to do a fence boy.
It's Spinal Tap. If you like Spinal Tap, you like it. There's not anything to like. So
talk about bun cakes, my girl's got.
So I'm going to give it.
It's basically that in a Christmas version.
It is, yeah. It's just.
Oh, is it? In that case, 100.
I'm going to give it. I'm going to give
72. Then.
Oh, you're going to give it a 72. Okay, Duane.
72.
I'm going to give it an 83. Dave, Rich, what do you think? What did you guys think of it? If you've not heard it before,
I mean, never heard it before. I love Spinal Tap. I don't know where this came, or even when it came out. I wish there was some facts about it that we could have pulled out. I don't even know.
No, I did have some facts.
I'd like to know whether this was part of the film, whether it was whatever it was. Well, or just sort of released just after the film came out as a bit of a cash-in or something like that. But it's a good Spinal Tap song. It's funny, and you get them at the end, giving it in their British accents. It's Nigel. Happy Christmas.
So what'd you give it?
Oh, I said an 88.
88, nice.
I really enjoyed it. I'll probably put it on my Christmas list.
Nice.
I'll listen to this now properly.
One thing I've done good.
Listen to it now.
Go on, Dave.
I haven't heard it either. I'll give it a 45. And the reason I'm scoring it so low is it's not really Christmassy, is it? Although they say the word Christmas.
Christmas with the devil.
Christmas with the devil. There was no recognisable Christmas sounds in it for me. Apart from the word Christmas, there were no bells. It was just guitars and Christmas and devil. Yeah, I didn't think it was very Christmassy.
Okay.
45. Did I say 45? 45.
Okay.
45.
Okay. So we'll do James's choice before we do any more. I don't know quite why he's picked this. I think he was just picking it to be controversial. Two Little Boys by Rolf Harris. I think he was just trying to stir the pot a little bit. Released in 1969, was a Christmas number one.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay.
It was.
Because I was a bit confused of why it's on the list, so that makes sense.
It was a Christmas number one, which is why it's there. There's a whole thing about songs that are... We'll talk about that in a second when we get to that particular section. But
yeah.
So it's a shit song, not at all Christmassy, and it's Rolf Harris who's a fucking pedo. So I'm going to go 8.
Duane, you look a bit like Rolf Harris just from that angle.
Dave!
A little bit. Can you see it?
Oh my god. The beard is going to have to go. Oh my god.
I said earlier on you look like a rugged outdoors guy, so, you know.
Yeah, but that's been ruined.
If you pan your camera to the right, your webcam, have you got like a big drawing board there, like an easel?
No, I've got a couple of snowboards. Can you see those snowboards?
Yeah.
All my Legos.
No easel that you with a couple of marker pens on it.
No easel.
Okay,
fine. No drawing boards. No wobble board.
Right.
No underage.
In that case, I take it back. Sorry, I apologise.
So, what do you score it, Duane? Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Dave.
Well, it's not really a Christmas. It's got toys in it. It's not really a Christmas song, is it?
No, but it's a Christmas number one. That's probably why. That was why.
I'll give it a 5.
And it's alternative.
It's not very Christmassy and it's a pedo, isn't it? So let's give it a 5.
Poor old James.
It's certainly alternative, but it's getting a 2 for Two Little Boys from me.
Oh,
because it's not. It's in the wrong. It's in the wrong category. 2, it's not a Christmas song. 3, it's a god-awful song anyway. And the only reason it gets 2 is I quite like, the story in it, but I doubt that's a story.
Is there a message to it?
It kind of seems like it's like a poem. Or
what's the message?
Yeah, there is a message to it, and it's very, very
Don't
sweet.
Don't fiddle with teenage underage girls.
It's about mates.
Don't get bummed.
It does.
No, okay, sorry.
Isn't it about somebody going to war and dying and...
No, it's the 2 little boys, and he falls off the horse, and he breaks his rocking horse. He jumps on the back, and then when they're at war, he sees him dying on the floor, and then he says, "Jump on that. There's room."
Okay, so they grow up and go to the 2 little boys grow up and go to war.
Oh, my lady died. So it's got that. And they grow to war, and he stays at war. So it's a nice one, but I doubt that's written by Ed Whitehouse. Anyway, it's really creepy. It's just a creepy song. Stu, what's your rating? Or did you rate it already?
It's an all right song. Rolf Harris obviously is tainted, so, you don't want to score it too high because of that, but trying to separate the artist from the art, and all that. 1 from me. I've gone for the lowest score.
Good job separating that. Good job. No, 0 is the lowest score you could have gone for.
That's true.
Which brings me to the last alternative. I think I'm the last one. Everybody else has gone. Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. So it's like a new wave song from the very early 80s. I think it was like originally released in 80 and then didn't do anything and then re-released again in 81, and it kind of tickled like the very low end of the charts at 45. I just think it's a great song. It's got musically, it's kind of got a fantastic bass part. I'm sorry, it's just me. It's what I'm drawn to, but in a kind of very interesting. It's got sax. It's got this pretty cool narrative in it. I think it's a great song. I'm going to rate this one for me.
Okay.
92.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think it's a great Christmas song. It's up there as one of my favourites.
It's a good song. It's going to get a 71 from me, but it's not that good. I mean, it's all right.
No, it's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Okay. That surprised me that you've gone that high.
No, I think it's great. I
like the I like the rhythm in it and all that stuff. So it's it's good in that sense. But
it's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Musically very interesting.
Well, that's why I'm giving it the score, because that's the only bit which holds it. The rest of it, it's just no. That's me anyway.
That's a great narrative. It's a great narrative. Love it. Dave?
Yeah, I'm with you, Duane. I really like this song. I'm going to give it a 75. Yep. It's a bit like Jonah Louie, Stop the Cover. It's cool. It's a cool Christmas song. Yeah,
and I'll go 84. I love this. I love the song. It just falls down. It's not magic-y enough. Not Christmas vibe. It's Christmas vibey, but it falls down. But everything else about it is spot on. I don't know what the Waitresses ever did after. They didn't. Before. I seem to think I should.
I kind of went down a bit of a
hit or where they came from.
A bit of a rabbit hole. They did a theme tune for like a teen comedy thing in like the 80s, Square Peg Round Hole or something, and they've also got a song called I Know What Boys Want. So they kind of very low end sort of success. I think the singer died of throat cancer, sadly, and the girl who's the bass player went on, and I think she now plays bass for the B-52s. So musically they're just like solid, but no, they didn't really do much else. This is probably like their most known song.
Yeah, and that's a shame because I'm sure they're pretty talented. So yeah, 84 for me. It's really good. Just lacks a little bit of magical Christmas vibe for me.
But okay, so there we then move on to a category which I have called songs that were number one at Christmas but actually aren't Christmas songs. We'll start with Stu.
Well,
we'll go big to start.
We're going to go big.
Or go home.
It's Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, as what you said, voted the greatest rock song in the world ever. Is that
constantly
true? Wow.
It is. And also, point of note, it reached number one twice, 1975 and 1991, just following his death. And I think it's the only song that has ever achieved Christmas number one twice.
And you know what? I know it's not. There's nothing Christmassy about this song, but this song doesn't matter when it plays. everybody knows the words and everybody sings along and everybody has a great time singing it. This is a solid 95 from me because I love Queen, so, and this is a great song. It was bonus that it was a Christmas #1 and we're having this league table, so which is quite nice. So I can gush over Queen in that sense. So I take it the second #1 though wasn't at Christmas, wasn't it? Because when did Freddie die? Was it June? June? Oh, was it Christmas?
It was both times.
Oh, it was
Christmas
actually Christmas.
#1.
Oh, okay. So,
both times Christmas #1.
Yeah, so that's from me. What can you say? If you've not heard this song, I don't know where you've been, really. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
On the moon. Dave?
Yeah, fuck me, what can you say? I'll tell you what I will say. My local radio station, 7 Sound, back in the day, in the 90s, did a... They did a massive chart of the top... It was the top 500 songs.
Our radio stations are constantly doing that.
Yeah, top 500 songs ever. And this song came second. And do you know what? Two.
What?
Wigfield, Saturday Night.
What?
Fuck off.
Well, that completely upends the validity of the
chart. Because that song was in the charts at the time, and people said, "Oh yeah, this is a really good song," and voted for that. It's fucked up, isn't it?
It's exactly the same when Robbie Williams' Angels got greatest song of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time that it had been in the charts. Yeah, there is a hole in that system.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it's not as balanced as this. Like
really way balanced. This is probably the most balanced music rating system there ever is. So what do you score it, Dave?
98.
Whoa! Look at that. Whew.
Oh, is this going to be some kind of shocker upset that Bohemian Rhapsody is the best Christmas song ever?
Don't know. We got 2 more votes to come in. Who knows?
Rich, where are you going with this?
Well, you've torn me now because I don't think it's that. I did say earlier on before we started recording that I thought that this was going to be there's unbalanced the list a little bit. So it may be a case that we sort of, when we're ranking them, that we should rank them in their categories because this is just not fair competition, is it? It's not a fair competition. Queen, this is one of the greatest rock songs ever written. If I'm not scoring it 98, 99, I'm doing it a total disservice. But it's not a Christmas song, so I'm not sure where to go with this one. I'll rate it as a song, and I'll stick it at 98.
So I think we're just going to have to stick a proviso on, like, it's not a Christmas song, but it is.
If you were going to say, it was going to say, yeah, I mean, it's a Christmas #1 that isn't a Christmas song. It drops down on all the categories that I'd be rating on, so I'd have to rate it very low as a Christmassy song. But I'd rate it higher than anything else because Bohemian Rhapsody will get played at Christmas. Yeah. I guarantee it. I will stick this on at Christmas.
Any party,
not because it's at Christmas. Yeah, so it's
so yeah, same for me. It's not a Christmas song. It's fucking cracker. Christmas cracker. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go 99.
What?
Oh, yeah. God, Duane.
Boo.
99.
Wow.
99. So
I picked good.
What's Dave's offering? Hold yourself. Dave might be. So what's Dave's offering?
Yeah, this is strong, mind. This is strong. This is Day Tripper by the Beatles.
Christmas #1 in 19 something. I don't know. I can't see.
67, I would say.
67, possibly.
I would guess.
Mid-60s.
She was a day tripper, a one-way. Oh shit!
Ticket. Yeah. It took us so long to find out.
Yeah, it's a banger.
45 from me. Sorry.
I can't.
And I'm being generous, Dave, because I like it and it's Christmas.
I can't score it as highly as Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'm giving it a 95. It's a lovely song.
Okay.
It rocks.
I mean, it's a good Beatles song. It's classic Beatles song. I'm just gonna go straight 81.
Straight 81.
Yeah. I think I'm going to come in and say in the 70s. I'm going to put it as 76. It was the first song I learned to play on the guitar properly, or the riff anyway.
Cool.
How long was it #1 for? Do you know? Do you know, Duane? No.
No, I didn't look that up.
No, I don't know. But yeah, it's nowhere near Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not the best song the Beatles done, but it is a great song. It just happens to be at Christmas because they released it there. Yeah, so we're going to go 75.
So, what's your offering?
My offering?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since I was trumped to Bohemian Rhapsody, which I was wanting to bring to the table, I looked down the list and thought the other one, and perhaps this one should have gone in the alternatives as well, really. Another, it probably would have done better in that category, was Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd, 1979. So I'm very surprised that such a depressing song was number one at Christmas. Yeah. But it does show the strength of the song.
It's an amazing song.
It's a great song.
Yeah. Yeah, the Floyd is, you know, you got the Floyd, Beatles and Queen, really. They're impossible to put apart. I like the song. It's not the best song Pink Floyd ever did by a long way. So, 82 for me on that.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's a good, strong Pink Floyd song. Classic. It's one everybody knows.
Kids are singing it though, Duane.
And there are kids singing on it, so if there is a rating on that.
It's not St. Winifred's school choir kind of level of singing. They're just kind of like, it's like the War is Over thing. It's kind of like it's there, but it's not kind of like overpowering everything. 78.
I'm going to give it an 85. I love that song. I think it's a great song. I've always loved Pink Floyd, but that, I don't know. I love the kids bit what comes in there as well. It's
wait out, they no education. Well, with split infinitives like that, you do.
All right, Duane. It's it's a great song. So not a Christmas song whatsoever, but it was a Christmas number one, so it's in the category. So yeah, 85 from me.
Davey.
I give it an 80. I think it's a good song. The kids, it's like kids from a detention centre, isn't it, or something? They're rough. They're rough bastards.
I think they're just from a local primary school. I think you're just thinking of the video. The local secondary school. No, they're just from a North London secondary school. I think the school that Roger Waters went to, I think they're kids from his school.
I think you could be right.
They sound like they're holding knives when they're singing to me.
Yeah, no, there is a bit of a rough school, but I think the video probably, where they're marching around with their cutlery. I think you just have a blackout from the 80s, mate. It was a long time ago.
I'll give it an 80 though. It's a good song. Good song.
Even though James isn't here, I'm actually going to leave his till last because it's quite an interesting topic of conversation, I feel. But mine was Mad World, which Michael Andrews and Gary Jules, which was 2003 Christmas number one, which was a cover of Tears for Fears. It was the melancholy arrangement, which was included, everybody knows, in the movie Donnie Darko, which was awesome.
Another depressing song.
Another depressing song, but it's such
amazing.
A great arrangement of this song. It's just so good. And it's one of those few, in my opinion, where it's actually superior to the original version. I know that's quite contentious, but I think it's one of those few that it is actually better than the Tears for Fears version, which is okay. I quite like the Tears for Fears version, but this version is just so far and above it. So number one, Christmas 2003.
Would you give it?
I think it gained a lot of popularity because I think he did a performance on Jonathan Ross, and everybody's like, "Fucking hell, this song's amazing!" And then went out and bought it.
I thought it was the film. I thought it was the film. What?
No, it's quite a while after the film came out, and I think because it kind of got a cult following when it kind of hit DVD. It didn't really do a lot at the cinema, but But the song, 82.
82.
So I'll rate it. I'm rating it as a 67, right? And the reason why I'm going to do that is because one, it's just a little too down in the dumps for me. I love it. I wondered whether you were rule breaking here and not having the original release and doing a release, but that was on the previous categories and not on this category, so you've broken that one. But the reason why I dropped some points is because it spurred off an infuriating list of slowed down re-releases that came from
which John Lewis used for all their adverts, by the way.
Which John Lewis then used. So I'm afraid it sullied that for me and probably my memory of it because of that. So that's fair.
Dave?
Music to Kill Yourself by I'll give it 40. It's just dirge.
Oh, you don't like it? Wow.
No. It's just fucking just depressing.
It doesn't hold up against, if you're rating it against Bohemian Rhapsody, even Day Tripper and all of those guys.
It's not Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's taking some hits.
Well, I'm going to give it a 76. I think it's a great song. Yeah, it's sad and depressing, but I like that kind of music as well. So, listen to some Elliott Smith, that'll cheer you up. So it's great. I like it. When I listened to it today, I was thinking, forgot how much I actually like this song. Not heard it for years, and it's like, brilliant.
No, I know. When I was looking, I kind of was scanning down the list of Christmas number ones, which weren't Christmas songs, and it just jumped out, and I was like, that one.
Yeah.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
So let's move on to James's choice. But before I tell you what James's choice is, can I just ask you all to cast your minds back to the early noughties, when a very popular TV show was offering as part of its prize not only a record contract, but also Christmas number one, which a lot of people felt wasn't necessarily theirs to give.
No.
So after a few years of this, a campaign started. A campaign to get another song to number one to beat the X Factor. So, Christmas 2009, Christmas number one was Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. And this is James's offering. Now, I remember this quite vividly. I was actually very excited. This was the first time in years I was like, actually, there's an actual contest for Christmas number one, and it might not be the X. Who can tell me who lost out to Rage on this one? Dave?
Probably was it Joe McElderry?
It was Joe McElderry.
Wow!
Bonus points for Dave.
He's pulled that out, hasn't he?
But yeah, I was so happy. That was like the best Christmas present ever. X Factor not getting to number one. A big fuck you to Simon Cowell and his stupid, crappy talent contest. And a cracking song to boot. Cracking song.
Wonderful song. But why is there so much... So have you got a problem with it being in the category, or do you think it should be... No.
Just,
okay, it's just the way you built it all up. I thought...
Duane's just loving it. He's loving it.
I just remember like that Christmas, and I was like, I had the radio for the first time. I listened to the countdown. I was like, because everybody's like, it's going to be X Factor again. Who gives a fucking shit? It's just bullshit. It's kind of outrageous. So this Christmas number one was a thing that like people would like vie for, and even when it's Mr. Blob, it's annoying, but it's kind of like, okay, it's what people have like bought. But this was the first time in like about 8 years where it's like, just fuck this. Let's just get like a decent song.
Mm.
And then this whole thing with where they performed on Radio 4 and they said, when you perform, don't do the sweary bit. And Zach was like, yeah, we won't do the sweary bit. Promise.
How could you not?
And when they got to the sweary bit, the sweary bit.
Yeah, too right.
Great. Just fucking loved it.
What'd you give it?
Fucking loved it. It was 87.
I fucking love this song. This has got... When Rage came out for the first time, that was just that was the right time. There was like other political bands like Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy and Fugazi, and I know Fugazi was late 80s, but it around about that time, and Consolidated and all those bands as well. So I just loved it. And obviously the Christmas number one, that was way after they were popular in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when it came out, it's just this is great. This is absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it an 89, not an 890, an 89. I just think it's today when I listened to it, I was just singing it in the house. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's my choice.
David.
I'll give it a 67. It's an all right song. I just don't know.
Don't you like sticking it to the man, Dave?
Well, what? Yeah, but what are they raging against?
The machine.
A fucking a Saturday tea time, a Saturday night tea time fucking pop show.
To be honest, if the machine is my printer, then I'm on their side.
Yeah, definitely. Dave, you actually need to kind of take yourself back to like late 80s, early 90s for the context of that album, and listen to that album. That first album is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, I missed that time round, so maybe that's the problem. But
just listen to that album. Even now it stands up. It's just one of the best aggro rock rap, kind of. Would you say rap?
Yeah, rap rock kind of.
Hip hoppy.
Yeah.
It's just kind of preceded all that Limp Bizkit.
But in the context of the
bullshit.
year it got to number 1, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It was a response against a Saturday night tea time show about fucking some blokes. What's that raging against, really? It was all a bit tame to me. I thought it was a bit shit.
No, you got no soul, mate.
All right, 67.
Okay.
Rich.
Locked in.
So wait for it. The fact that Rage Against the Machine, they haven't left-wing protesters protesting against capitalism and everything like that. Net worth of 700 million,
of course.
by the way. If
full of hypocrisy in it all.
Question. This was such a beautiful, beautiful Christmas story, and such an amazing Rage Against the Machine in terms of the Simon Cowell machine. That is this in terms of the category description of what is the best non-Christmas song at number 1. This is the best one, and it gets a perfect score of 100 for me.
Whoa!
Oh,
boom!
Rich. Boom.
And that hopefully balances out the fact that I've rated most of James's songs in the low teens or below. but yeah, this is perfect for me with its story and everything.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, it is full of hypocrisy. Their message is quite funny.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Yeah, and we're moving on to most annoying Christmas song. We'll chuck James out first here, as I'm already on that particular part of my page. Lonely This Christmas, Mud, 1974, and it did reach number 1. Christmas number 1.
Right, okay. Can I just have a query here on the scoring? If we're scoring it as the most annoying, so we have to score it high, because it is the most annoying. It's got to go high.
No, you score it
how much you like it.
Oh, okay.
How much you like it.
Okay, 0. Yeah, I've done.
It's not that bad.
Okay, 3.
So can I just kind of point? When you mentioned earlier on about the Brummie accent,
yes,
the bit in this song where he starts talking, "All right, me darling, it's been a long, lonely Christmas without you," right? And I really do think my house is empty. Oh my god, that just every time I'm like, oh god, don't do that. It's like a fucking West Country Elvis. It's just terrible. I don't think it's a particularly great song. The bass does like a little fun run at one point. Every time I go, oh, it's a nice little fun run. But 32.
Okay.
Richie?
Yeah, it's all right, but if it's competing in the category for most annoying song, the one I dislike the most, it's fine. It's total middle of the road. It's annoying. It's a 26, I think. It's a crappy song. It's not the crappiest, but it's pretty crappy.
I love the reviews now. They're very quick. Just crap.
Yeah.
Move on.
It's crap. Move on.
Go on, Dave. Make this interesting content. Go.
Fucking hell, I can't with this. He's right. It isn't. It is. It's not brilliant, is it? It's not. I wouldn't call it really annoying, but it's not very good either. 35.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm trying to like because there's a couple here which actually are very annoying. I'm gonna go with Rich's offering now. What's your one for most annoying?
I can't even bring myself to say this.
Okay, so I will say it for you, and it is East 17, Stay Another Day. And before anybody says anything, the only reason this song gets fucking rolled out every year is because it was a Christmas number 1, and it was Christmas number 1 in 1994. It's not a fucking Christmas song. There is absolutely no Christmas content in this. There's no Christmas lyric. It's not even fucking jingle bells in it. Jing, 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 jing.
No, there are.
There
are. That's the problem with this. That's the problem with this, is they have just basically recorded a song. It was utter shit. And they thought, what the hell are we going to do about it?
So the video is the only thing that makes it Christmas.
No, and there are some jingly sleigh bells.
There is, Duane.
In the beginning of it. Yeah,
there are. Yeah, it's bull.
If you want, Duane, we can pause and you can go off and listen to it, enjoy it,
No, it's fine. I don't need to. I've heard this song. It's not a Christmas song. It gets a good solid 7 from me.
Yeah, it's as well. I'm rating it's my song, and I'm rating. I'm not going to give zeros out. I gave 100 out for before. I am going to give it a 0. This is 0. This is just literally the most mind-numbing, bile-producing, irritating song that isn't even a Christmas song, and it's so try hard, and that's it.
Davey?
And was it Brian who ran himself over?
Yeah,
with his car?
Probably.
Right, broke his own leg, didn't he? He broke his own leg.
Yeah.
They're still performing as well, I think.
I'll give it a 1. It's fucking. I hate this song.
Yeah,
I really hate this song.
It's truly a bad song.
I think one of them's a plasterer or something. This
shows how bad this song is. It's not scored even 10 points yet in total.
3 of us. 3 of us have.
And you know what? And I'm refusing for it to go down to 10 points. I'm scoring it a 1, so it doesn't go over to 10.
What's that give it?
9. It's the lowest scoring one yet. It's so
get in the bin.
Oh no! Sorry, the disqualified one from James is the lowest one. But anyway, this song is a travesty of everything which is good and pure, and it's just so shit. Can we move on now?
So, going to move on to Dave's offering this time. Dave, what did you bring to the party? Sausage rolls, perchance?
Yeah, so the Lad Baby stuff. I was just having a bit of a Google then, actually. So I think they've had Christmas #1 the last 3 or 4 years.
4 consecutive #1s, Christmas #1.
Wow, I did not know this.
And they will put a song out, generally focused around rock and roll, and they will just substitute the word rock and roll for sausage roll.
It's genius.
Fucking hell. And it's all for charity and all the rest of it, but it's not for charity, really. They're making loads of money off it, and it's all corporation driven, all the rest of it. They're just awful. They're just awful. I think Elton John and Ed Sheeran helped them last year. They oh my God. They collaborated on a song which had sausage roll. It's songs with sausage rolls in the title. Dreadful. Please, I don't think they've done it again this year because I haven't heard anything. But they seem to just kind of the timing they bring stuff out. It's specifically aimed to get Christmas #1. It's a very corporate.
Very cynical.
Rich probably runs it or something. I don't know. Rich, you run it or?
Well, they're actually my clients.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
No. I mean, this is everything that is wrong with it. I mean, this was a kind of recreation of the Simon Cowell era of
exactly.
Pushing through #1s. I've avoided it for so long. I know Lad Baby just accidentally coming across, but I've never in the content and really know any of the background, so I know it there. It actually came on and I listened to it and it was annoying, and I thought, do you know what? It's not terrible as a song. For me it's a 17 for E17. but it's actually got a lot of themes in it that's all right, and I can see why people would find it a bit of fun. So it's not as tragic as I think it could be, and I'm sure some of their other #1s are probably worse. But yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Have they got? Is that this year's? Have they got one this year? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Being this side of the world, I get shielded.
To be fair, what did like today when we were compiling all the lists, or we're getting to make sure, so like you put down as like Lad Baby every motherfucking. Yeah, I don't know what, and I was confused. I have never even heard of the band. I've never even heard of this comedy thing, and I didn't know they were.
Mate, they've had Christmas #1 for the last.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't follow any of that. Honestly, I did not know any of that at all. So when I managed to get out of you what you meant, the only song I've listened to of theirs is last year's, the one with Ed Sheeran and Elton John. Fuck me, it's everything I hate about comedy. a comedy music, like
novels.
Yeah, that's it. It's the shite. It's it's like children need a fantastic organisation, all that stuff. But my fucking God, or comic relief, fantastic charity. Give to that. Please stop doing jokes. Stop it. Stop making music. It's terrible. This is one of them. This definitely gets a solid 2 from me. It's awful in every way.
I think they did. I know they did. I love sausage rolls, as in I love rock and roll. They might have done. God gave
sausage rolls.
Yeah, they might have done. God gave sausage rolls to you.
Probably.
What do you score it, Dave?
0.
Oh, 0. Okay, fair enough. Duane?
0 for me as well. So I just hate that kind of.
How it did better than E17.
I do feel guilty by giving it a score, but actually, when it's it has to score something because it does tick boxes on the Christmas list that I've got. It does reference Christmas experience for families. It's doing good stuff for charity. Does it cheer me up? It doesn't depress me like other ones. It doesn't cheer me up. It is annoying. So yeah, I feel guilty about giving it that. But I'm glad it's stamping E17 into the dirt where they belong.
Yeah, even if you gave it a 0, I'd make sure I scored 11 just so it was over E17.
Yeah. But what my understanding of it is, the money it makes for charity is like that's the bit of the iceberg you can see over the water, and the money it makes for the fuckers doing it is everything under the water. Then it's just
It's a controversial thing because given that behind it may well, it's the polar opposite to Killing in the Name of, which was the People's Revolution against the corporate scumbag in Simon Cowell, the old melty face. And I'm glad his face is melting.
This is the corporate scumbags that have just shoved a bloke and a woman as their front men to, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. I think that's that put to bed. It's shit. So I'm going to go with my offering because Stu's offering is going to be quite fun. Anyway, my offering is The Darkness.
Oh, it's so bad.
Don't let the bells end.
Okay, Darkness was so shit.
I fucking hate The Darkness anyway.
When was this released?
It was 2003.
See, I thought when I was listening through the playlist and hadn't really reviewed the list, I thought this was your 90s choice.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it wasn't. But
2000, and it only hit number 2 because it's a big pile of number 2.
Yeah, it's terrible. But when you look it up against what fucking sausage wankers and E17,
yeah, it's not.
This actually gets a leg up. It's not a terrible song. It's a kind of modern version of a Mud kind of. I see what they're getting. So to me, it's actually all right. It's 55 for me. 55. It's all right.
I just found it a little bit puerile because the whole lyric was written specifically so they could have bell end in a Christmas song and ring piece in a Christmas song.
Yeah.
See,
I don't understand what your problem is, Duane. I really don't understand.
If Dave wrote a Christmas song, that's exactly how it should go.
So no, 32 for me.
That's quite high.
I don't like The Darkness at the best of times.
No.
But it is Christmas. It is Christmassy. It's Christmassy.
It's mid-table obscurity, and that's where it probably deserves to be.
Right. I did actually put my score in, but as soon as you told me that they wrote the song purely so they would put bell end in, obviously it upped my score. I mean, why wouldn't you? So Monster scores are 40 now. I added 20 before, but now it's gone up. So that
it definitely adds 20 to it.
David?
Yeah, I knew about the bell end thing. That's why I'm giving it a 60.
Oh!
Because, yeah, why not?
It's bust its category out, that has. It's competitive with a lot of the other ones. They're actually supposed to be trying to win the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Stuart,
yes.
what's your offering?
Right. I know that this is controversial. I know this happens to be my wife's favourite Christmas song.
Yeah.
This is not a bad song, so you've got to put it in context. It's a very clever song. It's very technically well done on music front. Lyrically, it's good, I'm so sick and tired of this song. It's unbelievable. People think they're sick and tired of Wham or, Mariah Carey or whatever. No, this is the song I'm sick and tired of. So it's a hard one because I know it's not a bad song. I know it's not. But I just don't ever want to hear it again. It's one of those, it's just too much of a good thing. And it's the problem. It's just too... You go to an Irish pub, my God, it's the every other song on around Christmas. He's just thinking, surely you've got all the music you can play. So
other Pogue songs.
The Pogue
so
song.
this is a difficult one for me because I have to score it low, but it doesn't deserve to be scored low because I know it's a good song.
We'll score it that now you've talked yourself round and you can see the shit on the thing. You've got to put it up on there. You've got to look at it for the people. Come on, now have a look at yourself. It's annoying, it's overplayed, but there's a reason.
No, I know. I'm going to give it a 58. It's just, but it's what I'd say. It's my when I said to my wife about this, and she went, "No, what? Really? You don't like it?" I went, "I do." But
Shane McGowan's going to come round and bite your knob off with his one remaining tooth.
Might take a while.
Oh.
Right.
58,
Rich.
and that's my reasoning behind it. So,
Rich.
It's 88 for me. It's fantastic. The story it paints of a couple in New York, the arguing, the betting, just the story behind the lyrics. I love it. I could just imagine there in a bar in downtown New York with LAPD. That they wouldn't be there. And NYPD, they're singing, the choir singing. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's really good. It's overplayed, of course it is. But Christ Almighty, look at this list. What isn't overplayed on this?
It's all overplayed. It's insane. I'm
with the flaming lips. That's the flaming lips. Yeah.
I've got Queen. Okay, maybe I've got the worst and the best. So.
No, you haven't got the worst.
No, that's true.
No.
Love this. This gets a good 92 from me. Ooh, this is like one of my just love it. Dave.
Well, it's in like the top 5 of the Christmas songs, isn't it? It must be. It's got to be.
Definitely.
I'll give it an 87. I don't love it, love the song, but it's it's in the DNA of Christmas songs as much as anything else, I think. So it deserves a really high score.
Definitely. I think that wraps up most annoying. There's one more category, which I threw out as a Wildcard, which is basically any song that doesn't fit into any of the categories or any song which you feel kind of needed to put forward anyway. So, Stu.
Nice,
what did you go with, Stu?
See, that was it because it doesn't fit in. So I was looking for ages trying to think. And I was going, well, I'm going to pick something I like, So, and I have to admit, I love Grandaddy. Has anybody heard Grandaddy? Has anybody listened to their stuff before?
Yeah.
Fantastic band, harmonies, and they got a very distinct sound, and I just want, and live they're incredible, absolutely incredible. I never heard this song until yesterday, I gotta admit. And my first listen to it was like, oh God, it's a bit drab and a bit shit. But then halfway through, it then just picks up and goes into, if you like Grandaddy, it does the I get it now. This is why I like this band. They do that, and that's what I like about them. So this is why it's on my list. It's very alternative. There is a loose Christmas thing. It's about hanging an ornament on the Christmas tree, and that's it. And there's nothing else to the song or anything like that. But it's what Grandaddy bring. They bring harmonies and the very jingly, not jingly jangly in guitar, but in that early to mid 2000s kind of indie vibe to it, American indie and that. So, but that's where I get. I really like it now. It took me a bit of a while to grow into it, believe it or not. It was only yesterday when I heard it, but it's going to get a solid 76 from me because I love Grandaddy, and there has to be in there for me.
Your explanation of that there is a loose hang and ornament is the only reference to Christmas is true, and the only thing I can think about is whether that ornament is a metaphor for hanging yourself on the Christmas tree.
But I know, but it was released at Christmas as well, so I ticked that box.
Yeah, I know. This is literally. I could imagine if everything had gone very wrong and I was alone at Christmas, I'd lower myself into a lukewarm bath and slit my wrists while playing this. This is the most depressing song
I've
ever listened to.
It's quite depressing.
Out of context of even this list. I love Grandaddy. I think they're great, but there's a time and a place. And Christmas is not the time and a place for this band. Honestly, this is awful. This song, I don't know.
What'd you give it?
And it's a shame you put it in the alternative. I would have given it high marks for its alternativeness on it, and it is alternative. But I'm sorry, it's 21 for, and that is just all landed on the name Grandaddy. That's it, because I can't go lower for them. But this song for them is sorry.
Fair enough.
If you're going to listen to the playlist, skip this.
No, don't skip this. Skip E17.
Don't skip it.
Don't listen to it in January. Don't listen to it in January or February.
Don't listen to it if you're feeling a bit low.
To come out. Yeah, exactly. Make sure you're skipping along the field of daisies, and you're having to come down off of a couple of weeks of feeling really great about yourself, and then you can bring yourself down to earth on this one.
It's not that bad, but all right.
David, anything to add?
He's right about the thing of hanging yourself, because that's what I felt like listening to certainly the first half of this song, and I'd only listened to it, I think it was today or yesterday was the first time I listened to it. It does get a bit better in the second half. It lifts a bit. That's
much
the first
like the football game this evening.
Yes, it got better in the second half, although ultimately it was shit.
Sorry, I don't know, football at some point. Sorry, Stu.
I haven't listened to any Grandaddy stuff. I've never heard of them, I must admit.
You'd like them, Dave, I think.
If their songs
that
build,
song don't go by.
I do like songs that build. This started from a really low point, though.
Mm. Okay, let me recommend you a Grandaddy album, Someday. Fantastic album. But go on. Have a listen to that. What do you rate this song then? What number are you going to give?
I'll give it a 35 because it got better in the second half. Yeah. But it's fucking shit. It's grim, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, because I liked it. Musically, it was it's a bit depressing, and I don't mind that sort of stuff. It's fine. I mean, it's not.
We got Mad World in there. I mean, come on.
No, absolutely. So I don't have a problem. So I'll probably give it like a 47. It's okay. It's all right.
Well, that's my choices done.
Dave.
Yeah, I went for Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Exactly, because whenever you say that, that's what people do when you say that. Because
Feliz Navidad.
It's a lovely song.
Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's great.
I'm not sure what qualifies it as a wild card. I don't know, but
it's just it was just Wildcard was just kind of like anything else you kind of wanted to throw in there, and
I want to chuck that in there. It's one of my favourite Christmas songs. It's so jolly.
Yeah, it's great.
I think loads of people have done a version of it. That's great. It's great. It's really Christmassy. Love it, love it, love it. I'm giving it a 90. It's getting a 90.
90? Wow.
Yeah, 90, Stu.
I wanted to. I wanted to just let you know, if you type in Feliz Navidad, and then the first result on YouTube is Feliz Navidad, but it's ear rape. I hate it. So it begins with an awful selection of Christmas-themed nonsense. Starting off with this garbage. Enjoy this horrible fucking 3 minutes of garbage. This is the first result.
Not a fan,
obviously.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
65 for no other reason than I like its. I like the bile that there is on the internet for it.
I'll go with mine. I quite like it. I'm going to give it a 76. It's just a fun. You just can't help smiling when you hear it. You just and you bob your head to the side. Yeah, it's just and you sing the lyrics and often
you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and half of them you get wrong anyway because you don't care what they are. You just go. It's great.
Same. So that gets a good 77 from
77 from you. Okay.
Okay, so who haven't we done?
James, Rich, and yourself.
James. So I'll do Rich because Rich is here. What's your wild card, Richie?
So this one, in terms of a wild card, I was trying to think what other category that I could relate a song to that weren't in the categories, and I related this, and I thought, well, what category we haven't got is Christmas song that you could masturbate to. And
what's this? What's this one?
There are many sexy songs.
God, he didn't prick two little boys.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Then said, well, that was my first choice in this, but that didn't meet the character. But it's Santa Baby by Eartha Kitt.
It's a great song.
It is filthy. It is filthy.
And it was actually banned in 1953 for being too.
Was it?
Too sexy.
Wow.
Too sexy for it. And there aren't a lot of good sexy Christmas songs, so if rating it on that, I think it's if you're getting it on Sexy Time on Boxing Day in the turkey, then I think Santa Baby coming on the chimney tonight.
Rich, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you reconcile that against the fact that Eartha Kitt is rhyming slang for shit? Have a shit.
Only in your world, Dave. I've never.
No, it is.
I've never heard that.
Going for. I'm just sorry, boys. I'm just offering Eartha.
I reconcile it completely fine. Scatological.
So what kind of?
She was Catgirl as well. Oh yeah.
Scat girl.
Is it cat? No, Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Scatwoman.
The 60s Batman.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but Santa Baby, great song, high 70s, 78, I reckon.
Yeah, I concur. I'll give it a 70, another 77, I think. I really like it. It's a good song.
I'm going to give it a 70. It's a great song. Dirty and fun and just fun. It's a great song.
Everything Christmas is about.
Yeah, dirty fun. Dave, what's your number?
Dave?
Well, I have to give it a 69.
Hey, of course.
What other score can you give that song?
So I'm going to leave
brilliant.
James's to last, but I'm going to put mine forward. So it's What Christmas Means to Me by Stevie Wonder, which was released in 1967, I believe. Stevie Wonder. What more can I say? Fucking awesome. Wonder.
Yes, but he lost his way in the 80s.
Yeah, well, that's so he's blind, Stu.
Hey! Musically, he lost his way in the 90s.
Yeah, no, he did a bit, but like some of that Motown stuff was.
He's an absolute freaking legend. But in the 80s and 90s, I have no idea what happened. He's just like, quick, Stevie, look over there. I can't look. I'm blind. Oh shit, yeah. It's just It's in his heydays.
Well, hang on. What did he do in the 80s that was so bad?
Oh, it was just. It was all that nonsense.
To say I love you.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, it's just that typical organ sound from the 80s, and it's just nonsense. Where he's a legend, do that Motown sound, and it's just it's a good song though. Duane.
Anyway, so we're not talking about him in the 80s.
We're
talking about him in 1967 when he released What Christmas Means
when he
to
was
Me.
Good.
When he was
good, Stevie Wonder.
Exactly. So
yeah, well, very Superstitious is in my top 3 of songs, I should think.
Okay,
well, Superstitious anyway. Yeah, so Stevie Wonder. This is absolutely classic Route 1 Stevie Wonder stuff. Yeah, it's great. It doesn't tick a lot of the boxes for me in Christmas more than it does anything else, but it's a 81.
Oh, good score.
Yeah,
it's a really solid. It's a really solid song. It's Stevie Wonder. It would be wrong of me to rate him any lower than that. So
83 for me. I just think it's great song.
I'm going to go 79. It's just classic Stevie Wonder, and it's a good Christmas song as well. So, Dave.
I hadn't heard it before today.
Oh.
What? It's in the movie
Which was
Elf.
surprising. And then I listened to it. I thought, fuck me, this is a banger of a Christmas song.
It's in the movie Elf.
I think it's in Home Alone 2 as well.
Home Alone, fuck off.
Is this the forum to admit I've never seen Elf?
What?
It's not a very good film.
God.
I saw it at the cinema and I thought it was terrible. But it's some bits are funny. That's it, really.
The Belch thing is good. Did you hear that?
But anyway, different podcast. Dave?
Oh, well, yeah, to be honest, it got me thinking that it's sort of a bit underplayed, is it? This song? Because I don't hear it. I don't really hear it.
It's not on Christmas hits, 92, 74.
No, but it's really good. So I'm surprised it doesn't get played more. I'll give it a 75.
Ooh,
cool.
Nice.
Okay, so that brings us to the last song, which is James, which is the classic Bing Crosby, White Christmas.
It's a great song. It is a good song.
It's great.
It's I'm going to give it a 92, actually. It's brilliant. It's an absolutely brilliant song, Christmas song.
It's a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And who doesn't dream of a white... I mean, I certainly do. I'm in the middle of summer now, and it's never get used to summer Christmas. It's just not right.
Yeah.
It's not right. Love it. So what do you say, Rich?
I was going to say, it is probably the song, and I actually didn't even see it on here, that I produced the categories for. So it's the standard that I therefore rated everything else from. So it is everything. You do put it on at a Christmas party. It's the end of the night Christmas party one. Just put it on. Everyone's pissed. It works on Christmas Day. There's nothing about it that doesn't remind me of Christmas as childhood, even though it's in the 50s. I think my Christmases of childhood were Bing Crosby White Christmases, although it was probably released 30 years before I even was even born. So yeah, it's perfect.
Awesome
in every way.
What, you can score it?
100.
Whoa!
Oh, he's gone big.
Double 100.
I've got two perfects in there. Yeah,
and you've given them both to James.
Different reasons.
I just want to say.
I know, but I have also given my lowest scores to him.
James will be getting a fucking semi for you, mate. Oh, sorry, James.
Stick Santa Baby on, and we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is just an absolute classic cracker of a Christmas song. It kind of is the epitome of. It's that classic croony Christmas kind of thing. So yeah, I'm up there like 97 for me.
97. Go on, Dave. Bring it home. Last vote. This is it. The big one.
I'll give it 100 as well, actually. Because just thinking about what Rich said, he is right. It is that is the ultimate, probably, Christmas song. Yeah, let's give it the winner. Let's give it the 10.
100.
100.
Those two little dashes underneath.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done, Bing.
Yeah, indeed. So that concludes.
And I'll just give you some boring facts about Bing Crosby. If he actually can be related back into being one of the drivers of the invention of the home cassette tape. So all
really?
the mixtapes that you put forward in the 80s and the 90s, Bing Crosby is to thank for it. He is the one who came over to Germany, found the system, and then brought it back to the States and made it popular. So there you go. That's the kids of the 80s.
It's very, very
boring
cool.
facts.
So yeah. But before we can we just bit of a shout out to some of the songs that fell by the wayside, because we only had like a sort of limited number of song like choices that we could put forward because there's obviously only 5 of us. But like, how about something like Wizard? Wizard didn't get a look in.
Good. I'm all right with that one.
I love that song. Step Into Christmas by Elton John. That's like the 70s as well. It's such a great song.
Very
good Elton John.
Yeah. So
70s again.
So there are like some great Christmas songs out there which didn't get a shout. One of my favourites, which I didn't put in, "White Wine in the Sun" by Tim Minchin. Just an absolute.
I don't think I've heard that one.
And I know. Oh, you should look it up, mate. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And I know I don't like them, but sometimes Christmas song I get a bit forgiving. Even Coldplay's "Christmas Lights" has a little place in my heart, I have to say.
Ooh. There you go. We're a whole another podcast on how much I hate Coldplay.
I'll be on that podcast with you, mate.
Yeah, same. But that song, it's a Christmas song, so I'm going to go, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll accept it. It can come in. That one, everything else can fuck off, but that one song can come in. Okay, so give us our rundown.
Oh, I'm not going to do all of them because there's so many. I'm just going to give the top five.
Just top five.
The top five, and I'll go in reverse order. So at number 5, with 361 points, is "Merry Christmas, Everybody" Slade, which was Richard's choice. Not a competition, but Richard did pick it.
Well done, Slade.
Number 4 with 364 points is "Jingle Bell Rock," Bobby Helms.
Yes, see,
come on.
Third,
I think it looks like our system works.
Yeah.
It works.
Third, "All I Want for Christmas Is You," Mariah Carey, another Dave choice, which is 364. Well, actually, sorry, joint third and fourth is those two of Dave's as well, 364.
Oh, have we tried to not get a bloody drawing?
Well, it happens.
What are you going to do?
Don't worry. And then second is "White Christmas," Bing Crosby, with 389.
What?
But Bohemian Rhapsody beat it by 1 point, 390.
Wow.
Yeah. So
possible 400. So,
yeah. So that's a good. Right at the very bottom now. Let's have a look a little at the bottom. Well, James had a disqualified, so that doesn't even count. So at the bottom, and rightly where it should be, is E17. To be fair, we should have minus numbers if we can. Two Little Boys is the next one on that one. That only got 16. Sausage Rolls for Everyone got 19. And Lonely List Christmas by Mud got 96.
Yeah, and that's got to be sad for Mud because they weren't even playing in the shit category. They were trying to actually compete.
Yeah.
So they've had a bit of a shocker, seeing as they class themselves as one of the best Christmassy
unlucky
glam
Mud
rock outfits. Unlucky Mud.
So we've sorted Christmas songs now, everybody. Everybody good?
Yeah, that's
all
a
good.
Christmas song sorted. This is the definitive ordering.
This is my Christmas Day playlist around the table. So I can't wait to get to Rage Against the Machine.
And Snoop Dogg. Awesome. So thanks, guys, and thanks for listening to our drivel for goodness knows how long. Hopefully we'll be back with you soon in the new year and finish off our first season. Then we can get on to our second season, hopefully. So have a very Merry Christmas from all of us to all of you. Oh, isn't that nice?
Merry Christmas! Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can I do the fandango? Galileo!
Happy Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. See you all soon.
Happy Christmas.
Bye.
Play ball!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.